I was lying in bed, dipping in and out of coherency while listening to music on my iPod. I decided my mind was sufficiently prepped enough to attempt a will, therefore I took my earphones out and put my hands on my chest and turned my head to the side of my pillow. 1 or 2 minutes later, my body starts becoming increasingly heavy and my heart starts pounding out of my chest. Almost done, I mentally said to myself. I knew exactly what was happening. I wasn't excited, but I wasn't bored either. I was used to the transitioning process and knew the proper protocol when it came to minding my emotions and my thoughts during that time. I waited until the transition ended before I got up. When it did end, I walked towards my window and went through it by pushing my way through. It seemed a bit difficult at first, but I ended up falling through as it had if it had been briefly turned into water, allowing me passage. I decided I wanted to take to the skies by this time, so I jumped up and shot high into the skies. I spotted a couple swimming in a pool far below me. I flew down into the pool and kept my head underwater. I swam underwater and inhaled the water molecules like I naturally inhale oxygen. It felt as if I was breathing in a light mist of water, breathing underwater. A miraculous feeling. That was a dream from Jeff777, which I'm about to interview now. Jeff777 has his own tutorial on sleep paralysis in the Willed Forum. He has also hosted the past elimination game and is hosting the next elimination game. He's very knowledgeable in lucid dreaming in general. And he's also recently just become a staff member. And he's also working on the lucid dreaming book project. And it's a pleasure to have him here. So, hello, Jeff.
Hey, Robert, how's it going?
Not too bad. Just took a bit of time getting ready. So, first off, I'd just like you to kind of introduce yourself in your own words. So, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I want to say good afternoon, and thank you for. I want to thank the Dreamviews podcast team for inviting me to come on the program this afternoon. I'm truly honored. Robert, what you, Alex, Jake, and Eric are starting to do is really incredible. I look forward to seeing more stuff from you guys in the future.
Thanks. I've been enjoying doing this. Carry on.
Yeah, you have a voice for it. It shows. So, a little bit about me. Well, going back to the tutorial, that's actually this is something that I think a lot of people get confused about, but it's something that I'm quick to remind people about. I actually didn't create it myself. I actually found it on another forum and posted it on DreamViews because I thought it'd be beneficial to those as it was beneficial to me.
I see.
And yeah, it's something that I found really helpful, and I've been using, and it's been kind of a lot easier for me to transition into the wild state ever since I used that method that was in that forum at that time, and it's been helping a lot of people as well. And from my experience, if they have any questions, I don't hesitate to answer any questions they may have. I've been lucid dreaming on and off, really, for the past 5 years, but I've started getting more serious about it recently in the past year or so.
I see.
And some dreams I've had have been pretty incredible experiences.
Yeah. So, Jeff, whenever I try to do the wild, or I just call it willed, but I guess it doesn't matter. But anyway, whenever I try it and I reach that sleep paralysis, it scares the hell out of me sometimes, because sometimes it seems like someone's standing over me and I just don't know what to do. So, what would your advice for me to do when I'm in that situation? Because it's quite jolting at times.
Yeah, it can be. I mean, it can be, scary for a lot of people starting off. I remember starting off when I was still new to the process. There would be several times where I would be in that state, and on one occasion I saw like a 4-foot gray alien standing over my bedside, and it was just looking down at me.
Oh wow!
On another occasion, I felt a malevolent presence pass through my body, and on another occasion, I woke up in the sleep paralysis state, and I actually heard a blood-curdling scream of a woman outside of my bedroom door. So it can be quite scary and startling at times, but it's it's imperative that you understand that it's not real. It's just subconscious, hallucinations. It's something that you have to condition your body and your mind. Well, they're the same thing, to accept and realize that it's part of the process, and that makes it a lot easier when you understand that you're the person creating what you're experiencing. Sometimes, I actually experience music playing as I'm transitioning. I remember one time I was lying on my couch and I was looking up at the ceiling, and all of a sudden, bright colors, like, a band of bright, rainbow-like colors started, fluctuating all over my sight. And, it kind of like, how do I say, the walls and everything started molding and, meshing, and I knew exactly what was happening. So, as far as not being afraid, I think it just comes down to, understanding who's in charge there and who's actually creating the experience, and just actually being conditioned to it, just, doing it over and over again until you just conquer that fear.
Okay, I'll try to keep that in mind. Now I'd like to shift gears a bit and just ask you a bit about how did you find DreamViews exactly? What led you to DreamViews?
It's actually a funny story. I haven't told anybody this except my brother, Josh, Man of Steel. But when I first came to DreamViews, actually my cousin told me about it. And he posted like a couple times on the forums, and he stopped posting. But I actually had a business that I started. It was like an online business, and I actually started my first post on DreamViews was like a spam post to kind of like promote the business. And I think PJ, who used to be he's a former admin, messaged me on DreamViews, asking, and he was inquiring as to, the nature of my message, my post, my, first post. And, I basically, I basically talked my way out of it, saying, how you misinterpreted, and to add, insult to it, it was in the help forum. So, that was actually how I came to DreamViews, but, this isn't being recorded, is it?
Oh yeah, it is. But I can edit out anything.
No,
you like.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
So that's actually how I found my way to DreamViews, and I actually had an ongoing dream journal before I got there.
Oh really?
And yeah, it was it's something I would type up in Notepad. I'd wake up because writing in a dream journal when I woke up was just very uncomfortable to me. My writing is that of a doctor, as people tell me all the time. So, I just wake up and, write it out in my notepad on my, laptop. And I had like 100+ pages by that time before I even joined DreamView. So I have like this really super old dream journal that's like buried like on page 777 or something like that. Wow. It's got like 100, it's got like 100 pages of material in there. So, dream journaling is very important, and I harp that. So hopefully the listeners will understand that.
Now, were you lucid dreaming before you found DreamViews, or?
Yeah. Actually, I had been experiencing sleep paralysis throughout my life, spontaneously, of course.
Yeah.
When I was younger, I would, actually, just go into that state automatically. For some reason, I would wake up, I would go to sleep, I would nap as a kid on my couch, and I'd wake up and my eyes, I could look through my eyes, they call it the, looking through closed eyelids effect, where you can see through your eyelids, but you can't move, and but you can only moan and stuff, and
yeah,
so that was me. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. That was me, and I was in Florida one time, and just spontaneous cases of it. I was in Florida one time, and I would go into sleep paralysis, and I tried to get up, and I couldn't, but I could hear everybody and see everybody around me. And then when I did finally manage to get up, I jolted up, and the remote control that was lying on my chest flew across the room and shattered.
Wow.
So, yeah, just so many cases of it, So I wanted to, understand what that was, and I was drawn into astral projection, researching that topic, and I didn't have much success with that starting off. So I came across lucid dreaming, which had a lot more scientific backing behind it.
Exactly.
And I decided to go